Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here to show you really quickly how to get your Fatshark Attitude V2 goggles head tracking working with your Turnigy 9XR. Just want to make this video really quick because there wasn't a lot of information out there. Fatshark doesn't seem to support it. And I saw a lot of videos of people who would do cable modifications, but I decided to kind of try it myself my own way, and I got it working really quickly, so I figured this would be helpful. Might be crappy quality, I'm just using my GoPro. It's pretty much the nicest camera I have. First thing I did is here's the manual that comes with the Fatshark goggles, and if you look in here, it tells you how to it tells you about this menu on changing some of the settings in there. That's the first thing you're going to need to do. You need to figure out what channel you want to set it to, and it depends on really what functionality you want it to have. I only care about the pan and tilt because I don't know. I don't want to do the roll. I don't have that many servos. I don't want to do that many channels. So I just, some people I saw, they said that pan and tilt works best on channels 7 and 8. So, I look on here and I said, okay, well, if I go to this, 3 short beep menu and then do 6 short beeps, I can get pan and tilt on channels 7 and 8. I don't know if you can read that. So that was the first thing I wanted to set my goggles to do. So let me do that. To enter the menu, you hold down this button while applying power. So hold it down and apply power, right? So 3 short beeps and you press the button to enter there, and then 6 short beeps, and that gets me to where I want. You just kind of follow this beep menu to get to your own settings, right? So it's in the menu. 1. After 3, press the button. And I'm going to wait for another 6. 1, 2, 3. Next one should be it. Select that. And then that's it. The menu will exit after you make a selection. It's pretty simple. Later on, I had to reverse one of my servos. I think it was the tilt one. And so there's also an option in there. You just do select a different combination, and that's how you do it. Unplug power now for my goggles. After that, it's pretty simple with the Turnigy 9XR. They give you a couple different cables right off the bat. Let's see here. I think there's one of these is the Futaba, one of these is the JR, and people talked about modifying these. I know if you want to power the goggles off the radio, then I think it's this one that you need to use. But I just use this analog cable right here, this mono cable, and it worked great. So what you do is you plug one end into the goggles. Come on. Nicely. Here's the mono cable I was talking about. You plug the other end into your radio. Now, in my case, you want to turn on the goggles, I remember, before you plug this in. So that the head tracker is, outputting signals, even if that signal's 0. So I turn on my goggles real quick. And then I plug it into the JR port, and my radio is going to come on. And then I'm just going to manually, you still got to turn your radio on. So now I'm in my plain menu. Alright, so I'm going to go into the menu on the 9XR. And you go over to the mixer. Now remember that we set the goggles to be outputting on channels 7 and 8. That means that the goggles are sending, however many channels to this thing, I'm guessing 8, and 7 and 8 are going to be the head tracking data. In your radio, it's ppm 7 and 8. Now you can set these channels 9 and 10, or whichever channels you want. You could set any of these channels on the side. That's the channel your radio is going to be outputting, but you want to mix in the ppm 7 and ppm 8 to whichever one you want to be your pan and tilt, right? So you just go to channel 10, for example, or say I wanted to do channel 11. Hold down menu on channel 11, switch over to PPM, 8, and then just hit exit real quick. Now channel 11 has PPM 8. I don't want that, so I'm going to reselect channel 11 and delete the mix. Oh, let's see. Reselect channel 11, delete the mix. Now I'll figure out how to get rid of it somehow. There we go. Delete the mix. So I just have 9 and 10. Being output is PPM 7 and 8. And because that's what I said to be out in here. Now, one thing you're going to need to do besides that is your radio equipment, right? So I have the Hawkeye ultra high frequency stuff, and that needs to be outputting channels 7 and 8 at this point. I could do that in a separate video, but that's going to, at that point it's up to your radio system. I'm not sure how many people use this deluxe transmitter, but pretty much you just get it outputting 9 and 10, map 7 and 8 to 9 and 10 or whichever you would like on here, and then you deal with it on this end. So now that I have it outputting PPM 7 and 8 on 9 and 10, I'll go over to the plane. And I already have on my receiver here, I have the servos hooked up to the 2 different channels. And those are already configured to put out, channel 9 and 10, through those servo ports, right? So I just hook up my servos right here. My apartment's kind of a mess right now. I wanted to make this video before I got everything going. Oh, that's the camera. Bad move. Alright, so I'm going to hook up my servos. I'm going to apply power. My radio's connected. Alright, so come over here, grab my radio, grab my headset. Now to activate this, you just hold down the button and activates it. So now we have head tracking. And I don't have pan and tilt for some reason. I'm trying to figure this out. Well, it's outputting through the right ones. Let's see what else I might have going on. Well, you have to have the polarity right on the servos if you want it to work. So now, from a different angle. Then when you press the button again, automatically recenters. You can move the headset to wherever you want. Then it'll do it again. Simple as that. And just make sure the goggles are outputting the right port. Make sure that you map the inputs in the mixer. One more thing. I had to go in, since I was using channels 9 and 10, I had to go in my mixer, or my radio, and I had to, in setup, which is page 3, you have to go down to Proto PPM and set it to 10 channels right there, right? I set it to 10 channels because before it was only outputting 8 to my transmitter module. So you change it to 10 and it'll actually output those last 2 channels. And you can change this to even more, I believe, if you want. Made this kind of quick and fast, so if you have any questions, let me know. If you are wondering about the transmitter and receiver setup, I could probably also make a video on that, because that was a different thing. Yeah, thanks for watching.